It's the Al Travis Show. We've got her. Carolyn, Sheridan in the Ag Health and Safety Alliance, talking all things, saving the farmer. Carolyn, how are you doing today?
Well.
Whoa, what? Whoa.
I know. I don't sound good, but I'm good. It's one of those things.
I'm thinking somebody's not taking care of themselves in this cold winter weather.
Well, no, I'm taking good care of myself. I don't know what it is.
I think there is proof to the contrary going on as we speak. So, quick question. There's the holidays, so I presume you're by family and little germ catchers, the little germ monsters that come roaming in through the holidays.
Well, that's a thing. There really
Grandkids,
is.
yeah.
Well, other adults, we all are carrying.
Are you saying most of your adult children are not washing their hands like they should be, or rubbing their nose in their snot-filled hands and not cleaning them? Or are you thinking it's the grandkids? I'm going grandkids.
Well, you know what? You don't ever know who to blame because, you've been out and about. We went to a movie, all the things.
You're going to blame the theater for this. You're hanging around your germ-infested family, and you get this, you want to blame the movie theater. That is not nice.
Well,
what movie did you see?
It was, this is terrible. All of a sudden, I'm like,
was it a cartoon thing?
No, it was, stop, all of a sudden, on live air. I can't remember.
That's all right. If it comes to you, we'll talk about it. It's such a great movie. I'm glad glad you went and spent lots of money and then got the sickness. So how long do you think you're going to be? What are the symptoms here? Obviously, the Marilyn Monroe throaty, sing you happy birthday throat. Then what else?
I just had a headache. That was it.
Sounds like cold and flu season to me. Sounds like a cold. And what does a nurse do for such things?
We drink lots of liquids. I've got my coffee. I've got my water. You've got your throat lozenges, all that stuff. But I'm mostly worried. I'm teaching this week, and so that's hard to really maintain a crowd.
Do you have like a headphone microphone thing, or how do you do that? You just scream it across the gallery there? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, when there's over 100 students or around 100 in an auditorium, then microphone. In general, just talk loud, walk around the room, talk.
Yeah, we've learned enough during COVID. We don't want you walking around the room with other children so that you can spread it back and spread it throughout the universities. This is not what they're looking for.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll contact the instructor and say, this is the deal.
Well, how many days until you do that? You're going to be over. Good gosh, it's just a cold.
I know. I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Well, you sound horrible. I'm glad you're doing this on radio. What are we talking about today?
Well, first, I'm just going to throw out a thing. I haven't had my pneumonia or my flu shot or COVID shot, any of that stuff. And so now's the time when I think, maybe I should have had that. So
they don't have a cold shot, okay?
I know.
Even that thing you're supposed to take, if you think you're coming down with cold, you take it, Zicam or whatever that is, and then your cold will only last 3 to 4 days. That's how long common cold lasts, people. Come get this when it starts, and it'll last as long as... I just can't. Okay. I'm sorry you haven't had your cold and flu shot yet, Grandpa.
I'm just saying, it's just, oh, shoot, maybe I should have done that. Other people might be thinking that too. And then before we move on to working in cold weather, I do remember the movie Wicked 2.
Did you see Wicked 1? Someone told me you had to watch Wicked 1 again so you can keep up with who's who.
No, I don't think you had to. I watched it. And then I watched it because the grandkids said, watch it again before the second one.
You want to freak your grandkids out? How old are they?
6 and 8. Yeah.
Oh, Stranger Things. What a cool flick. I've just been binge watching Stranger Things, and now they're down to the last 5 episodes. Such a good show. Freak the grandkids out. Do that.
I know. You have to look at that. No, is it not probably appropriate for them, right?
Well, how is Wicked any better? Isn't that the Wicked stepmother's version of Wizard of Oz? That's a positive thing. That's a thumbs up.
I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. Just so
have you watched Prep and Landing? No. Prep and Landing, the cartoon?
No.
I am now challenging you on this show live that Carolyn Sheridan, Grandma Sheridan, will watch Prep and Landing with her grandkids. It is the best cartoon
Really?
Christmas story ever. It's so tinsel. It's great.
Okay.
It's going to instantly be your favorite.
Okay.
Prep and Landing.
Okay. I simply
Why are we
mentioned
talking
it
about this?
because I mentioned it because I didn't want anybody to think my memory was that bad.
Oh, you just interrupted. Wicked 2. Okay, got it. I get how that works. I do.
Okay.
If not, I would wake up in the middle of the night and it would hit me and I'd have to say it out loud just to get it off my tongue. Okay, I get
I
it.
would text you. Okay. So working in the cold weather. First, Al, how many times have you scooped snow already in the last 3 days?
Not fair. We have actually had 2 snow events. One was about 3 weeks ago. We got an inch of snow. The next day it was 60 degrees. Boom, gone. I thought we'd had winter. That was lovely. Last weekend we got 10 inches.
I know.
I do not at my age enjoy trying to take care of 10 inches of snow at one time because it even bogs down the snowblower. It's a whole thing. So, wife and I went out 3 times. Got 3-4 inches, went out and took care of business because you can shovel that pretty easy.
Yeah.
8 hours later, boom, did it again. And then when it was all done, we did it again. So I've been out 3 times to answer your question, and we've had 1 storm. So either I'm brilliant or I'm crazy. I don't know.
No, I think that's brilliant. But it was cold. It's really cold here.
It's cold today.
Yeah, I know. So it's similar. That's similar to farmers when they need to go out. We've got a lot of livestock people in Minnesota.
The livestock people, yes, but I just had a farmer on the other day. They pull out that big old John Deere with the big plow. They don't care if there's 3.5 foot of snow. Going to take them a half hour to get out the driveway. The farmer's got the machines, man. That's the problem. We city folk need the machines. I got a little snowblower, but it don't handle 10 inches of snow. You bring the John Deere, the 540, and it's gone. You farmers got it going on.
Yeah, but that's just to scoop like your lane or
yeah.
whatever. You know,
how much do you shovel? How many times have you been out, Carolyn Sheridan, shoveling snow so far this winter?
I don't shovel snow.
Hello, princess.
No. I married somebody to shovel my snow.
Wow, that hurts. I hope it's hard to hear what she said. She said, I married somebody to shovel my snow. He thought it was love. It was the fact he had big scoops. We got to go to break. We need to let that marinate just a little bit.
No.
Why Carolyn Sheridan got married? To have someone do her snow. Back after this.
No.
Wowza! We break all the news here on the Al Travis Show. Coming up more with Carolyn Sheridan, Ag Health and Safety Alliance. Working in the cold weather. She just told us. What does she know about it? We'll talk about that. It's the Ag Health and Safety Alliance, and we just heard the Carolyn Sheridan married her husband so that he would shovel the snow. Wow. There goes that true love. There goes your shot at a movie and, rom-com. Yeah, you're done.
I don't think that's it. But, you delegate activities, right? But
I don't. I got to do them all. My wife delegates, evidently like you.
But keep in mind, I'm in charge of food, entertainment, safety, blah, blah, blah. So I do make sure that he has all the right clothes.
The tools he needs to get the job done. You are such a good person.
I know. I do help in some manner. So, but, I think, and I do go outside. If we had cattle, which we don't anymore, I would be a part of that. And I knew very well I needed to dress in layers. My hands it's terrible. My hands get cold so fast, even in the darn house, and it's warm. So just think about all of those things we need to do. It kind of snuck up on us, which is stupid. It's December. It didn't sneak up on us. But I'm running around trying to find all that stuff. Why didn't I find it before? So,
well, what did you do with it at the end of last year? Find the stuff. The boots and the coats and the hats and the gloves, when they get out of the closet, they go down to the basement. They go right in this area. When we go get them, I know right where every one of them is. What are you talking about? You don't know where your whole weather gear is? Really?
Sometime in the year, I rearranged. I rearranged the closet. I moved things around.
That'll do it.
But right. Or sometimes things wear out. You're like, I'll get that next winter. Well, we didn't get that. You didn't get the liners for the boots. You didn't get the liners for the gloves.
Yeah, the glove thing was an issue for me this year.
Oh, why is that?
The end of last year, I like to smoke a cigar when I'm shoveling the snow and that sort of thing.
Okay.
And I burn a little hole in the tips of the gloves that I like to wear. So at the end of the year, I threw them out because, they had holes in them.
Right.
And then I went the whole
See?
summer and forgot about gloves. And so I did not have a pair of real good work gloves.
Yeah, I don't. For me, anyway, it doesn't matter what kind of glove I have on. My hands are still cold. Mittens are better, but I think we sometimes.
You ever try to
forget.
smoke a cigar with mittens on? That doesn't work.
I've never ever even tried to smoke
Yeah,
cigar.
you can't do the mitten. You can't do the mittens. You got to do almost the fingerless glove thing now, I find.
Right, right. So, there are people out there that are doing a lot of work this time of year, and
Mm-hmm.
and it is the livestock people. And sometimes, like, even it's a long walk to our shed, and there's a lot of stuff that we're working on out there. Remember that, cover up your face, wear your head, Al, I presume you wear the stocking hat. Do you have Al
Stocking. I do. I got my ears really frozen up one time as a kid, so the tips of my ears get really cold really fast. I mean, it just like instantly gets cold. I would throw out, and they are not a sponsor of this program. However, they could be if they wanted to, either the Ag Health Program or mine. Carhartt, you can't go wrong. Carhartt has figured out how to make cold weather gear. I got a Carhartt jacket. I got Carhartt bib overalls, for outdoors. Carhartt boots, gloves, the hat. They got it figured out. So I throw them out there to the go get Carhartt. You got to. I don't even spend any more. I don't know what anything else costs. It works. Buy it. It lasts forever. Boom.
Oh, yeah, and they have it for all year. I've got all the Carhartt things. You're exactly right. Also, just a reminder that if you're going to be out there, work in pairs if possible. I know that's not always possible. Make sure you have your cell phone handy. We've talked about this on the show. We'll talk about it again. Slips, trips, and falls.
Yeah.
Right now, we're getting people injured, and perhaps somebody's not going to find you for a while. So, if you're dressed up appropriately, that'll help. But you got to call somebody as well.
And you should probably have some way of cutting into a cow if you have to.
Oh,
I'm liking this because I learned this from Star Wars. I don't know if you saw that one where they're on that frozen planet. And I don't remember the name of the kind of horse thing they were riding. But Luke got lost out in the snow, and they cut that thing open, and then they stuffed him inside to keep him warm for the night. Just keep that in mind if you ever really need to absolutely save yourself.
Al, that is not going on the $1 million idea list.
Yeah, until you're freezing to death in the middle of a field and you got to survive. An Ewok? I don't remember what they called it. It was the horse. You see that show? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
They slid him
I
open
do.
and stuffed him inside.
It's all coming back to me in vivid detail.
I'm just throwing it out there as a reminder. You don't have to do this not just for fun. This is when you're, no other options.
Yeah, well, and then really, our cattle people that are working with their waterers. No matter, we have expensive stuff, and it still doesn't work. You're out there and the water's frozen up, so we have to be careful if we get our hands wet. If we get wet at all, you need to get dried off, warmed up. Don't just tough it out till you finish the job.
That's a good call.
That's a real problem. So, and I can I sound like a real wuss. I know it. I married somebody to shovel my snow. My hands are always cold. Well, so are my feet. So and I don't think that's the same for everybody. Try make sure you get boots until you get boots. Work on getting the right boots so you don't get frostbite on your feet too.
And I would suggest that if you are the Carolyn Sheridan of your household, which means you don't go out and do any of the work in this time of year, you should know what time they go out and how long they should be back, so that should it get a little too long, a little too cold, Carolyn Sheridan can get some help. Is that not a good call? No, let people know where you're at, for heaven's sakes.
That's right. And we talk about that all year long. But, if you add the weather, slips, trips, and falls, and you've got a lot of work to do, and you might be in an area where somebody can't find you either. So, and a lot of our farmers are hunters. I know that this is some kind of, I think it's deer season this weekend. So, this all
It all goes together.
It all matters for that too. Same things.
Yeah.
Not everybody has warm little cozy huts.
No, the little hunting shacks or whatever. No, not everybody's got this. But back to, you just have to be careful. And again, let people know where you're at. And if you have to cut an Ewok open to stay warm, do that.
No, I don't know. That didn't even bear repeating. But thanks,
Wow.
thanks anyway.
Okay. Thank you. One safety tip that would actually help if you needed it, and you're going to throw that out. All right.
Well, right. I don't think that's it. So I think as always, we talk about planning ahead for safety. And like I said, it kind of snuck up on us, I think. I don't know. We hate winter, but we live here.
Yeah. To me, it's always been, why do we live here? Our great grandparents, when they came here and they had to find enough buffalo dung to keep the hut warm.
Yeah, all that stuff.
How the first time the snow melted, you didn't move south is beyond me. And now we're past that and we live here and complain about weather. I don't get it.
That's right. I don't know. But there is one more tip. I've got this hoarse voice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. And my one granddaughter, the one of the granddaughters, Evelyn, the older one, talked about how she was sick and sore throat in school. And so many sick kids. And she said, the nurse had me drink salt water. I said, did she have you drink salt water? I said, do you mean gargle? She said, oh, yeah, I gargled with salt water. I didn't even know they taught kids that anymore. Good on them.
I'm really bad on gargling, but it also works? Honey with a good shot of whiskey warmed up.
Oh, yeah, that whiskey thing.
I don't know if it'll actually help your throat at all, but you won't care as much. Keep that in mind. Fair enough?
Yeah, and I shouldn't do that before I'm on a show with you.
Probably not, man. Probably not. Somebody's got to keep their wits.
More obnoxious.
Is it possible? We got to go to a break and we're done. We'll do it again next week as long as you're healthy. Thank you for being on the program.
I'll be healthy. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Al.
Working in the cold weather, keep all those great tips in mind. And if you need any help, go to aghealthandsafety.com. Aghealthandsafety.com. Carolyn, Sheridan, more after this.